Hi, it's Jamila again with Jewel Beauty Wellness, and today we're talking about the best blow dryer for straightening hair or just for natural hair in general. Honestly, my favorite for years was FHI, and I love their flat irons, and I definitely recommend those. The blow dryers are good. And when I say good, I mean they put out a high amount of power, meaning they blow the hair very directly and forcefully, and it gives a high amount of heat, and you can adjust it. Most blow dryers you can adjust. Like the top one is for the heat, and this means no heat, 1 means low heat, and 2 means high heat. And then this is the fan part. Most of them have this, and most of them, even if they're not labeled this kind of instruction, or the buttons are pretty much standard, the same. 0 means it's not blowing, low power or low fan, and high. Okay, so that's generally how to use a blow dryer. Now for natural hair, most of the time if I'm trying to straighten the hair, I'll use high heat and high power, meaning the high force fan, and that's everything off. Now, in general, I do this with my thumb, and I use these dryers with the concentrator nozzle. Most dryers come with different nozzle adjustments. This is called a concentrator, and that just means all of the force is coming through this small amount, which means you're only supposed to deal with a small amount of hair at a time, rather than trying to blow dry, your whole head or a whole half of your head. Another important thing is to section the hair and only blow dry, that section. Do not leave all of your hair loose and try to blow dry a section. You end up with an afro with straight ends. This one is called H2 Pro. H2 Pro, this one is a 2500 watt, meaning it has a very powerful engine. So a lot of times you can get the effect that you want without using the fan all the way up. And then sometimes when you use the heat all the way up, it'll dry the hair before you straighten it. So these are things that you should adjust for each type of hair. Like if you have fine hair, you may not want to use as high heat, or you may want to use a lower fan. But all of these things are adjustable, and you have to figure it out. You have to try to get the effect that you want. If you do not want your hair completely straight, then I would recommend not using the highest fan. Use the medium, where it says low. Use medium heat. The hotter the heat, the straighter your hair is going to be, and the higher the fan, the faster your hair is going to dry. So all of these things control the texture of the hair, and you just have to try it, trial and error. Again, all of mine have the concentrator nozzle on because I usually use a brush. This is not a good example, but this is the type of brush I use. I do not blow dry hair with the beaded ends because most kinky hair gets snarled on these ends. Most of it. Not everybody's, some have looser curl textures. But again, let's go back to the brand names. This one is FHI Heat, usually between $100 and $200. H2 Pro, $100 to $200. Legacy One, $100 to $200. And this is my backup dryer. And I've used it so much. Well, I've had it years and years. But this brand is called Red, and you can get this at your neighborhood beauty supply, but it's great. The most important thing about all of these dryers is the fact that they are ionic, which means that they do not scorch your hair. They don't cook the water off of your hair. They actually seal the cuticle layer of the hair and seal some moisture into the hair so it's less damage over time. Of course, the fact they're ionic also adds shine to the hair because it seals the cuticle down with the moisture inside of the hair. Now, this is a very, very important. It can have all these other things on it. It can say titanium. It can say atomic, whatever. As long as it says ionic, make sure you're looking for that word, ionic, which means it dries the hair without drying out the hair. That's the most important thing you're looking for in a dryer. At home, I do recommend you get one that has a comb attachment because it's just easier. You can learn the skill to blow dry your hair with a paddle brush or a Denman brush. This one is bamboo, a bamboo paddle brush. And again, see there's no balls on the end, so the hair slides smoothly through it. And I use this with my concentrator nozzle to blow dry hair. I also use a Denman brush. I'm sure you've all heard of this, and mine is well loved. Look at the teeth. And the reason that all the teeth are worn out is because usually I only use, I only blow dry maybe 2 inches of hair at a time. So they're always in that top left section because I'm right-handed and I'm pulling the hair and following the nozzle with the brush. I always point the nozzle at the brush, not necessarily, you know, blowing the hair and brushing it. I blow the brush and hold the hair on the brush. That's really how it works. Another attachment that might be useful is a comb attachment, which are hard to come by, but the red dryer actually comes with a comb attachment in the box. Now this is good for at home. You can part your hair, you know, in maybe 7 sections and just blow dry 1 section at a time and blow dry it, you know, hold your hair at the scalp, blow dry the ends first, and then take it from the root all the way to the ends. And I don't mean dry out the ends completely. I mean just loosen them a little bit so that you'll be able to get the dryer all the way through. It's the same concept of when you detangle your hair or when you comb out your hair. You comb out the ends first and then work your way up, and then you comb, you know, from the root all the way to the ends of the hair. You can dry your hair the same way, and this attaches. This came with my red dryer that I got at the local beauty supply. Another attachment is, I can't find it. Anyway, it's a diffuser. But the diffuser, the purpose of that is to spread out. It's shaped like a dome, and that way the heat is distributed and it doesn't blow the form of the hair. So like if you're doing, you know, the phantom wash and go, you put your product on and you put the diffuser on and blow the hair with the diffuser. It's kind of like sitting under a hood dryer where it's not directing the hair anyway, but it's anywhere, but it is drying the hair gently so that you maintain whatever curl pattern you've created with your product. So let's review. These are my favorite dryers for drying natural hair, and this for straightening natural hair or for creating different texture styles where you could blow dry the hair first, are FHI Heat, $100 to $200. Legacy 1, which is $100 to $200. H2 Pro, $100 to $200. And my famous beauty supply brand, Red, which is like $50. So, you know, if you just have a home dryer and you don't style your hair that much, I'd recommend the Red. If you are a professional, if you are a stylist, then I definitely go with one of these because it's going to be used every day. And we don't want, you know, the beauty store brand breaking down while you're working on your client's hair, of course. So this is my home dryer, you know, which I do my daughter's hair at home maybe once a month, really. She comes in the salon too. And then these dryers are used for professionals. So if you want a professional quality dryer, then expect to pay between $100 and $200 and don't complain about it. So if any of this was helpful, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Jamila Sampson with Jewel Beauty Wellness, and click on the link below if you want to learn how to grow your business as a stylist, as a salon owner, as whatever you're doing. I can help you. So click the link below and leave your questions and comments, and I'll be glad to talk to you. See you soon.